And sometimes when you're down and out, all you can do is make a wish upon a star.
There are so many stars, and let's not be afraid of them. You talk about Mamdani. I mean, he's exciting this group of people who otherwise don't think of themselves as being aligned or a part or even seen by the system. You just look at the range of what we have. So many. Jasmine Crockett, who I just talked to recently. I mean, we have so many stars.
Are Crockett and Mamdani stars or just crazy comments on a collision course with their party?
Socialism is not the future of my party. We all know how socialism works out. Ask anybody that's lived under those kinds of systems all across the globe.
If Crockett and the commie aren't the future, who is? Carville says not Kamala.
I'll just say this very blunt. I do not feel sorry for her. You're well off. Because I don't feel sorry for you. There's no pity here, and I can't stop you from running again, but I can promise you, you're not going to get the nomination.
Clooney agrees. He's still nursing a nasty Harris hangover.
And I think the mistake with it being Kamala is that she had to run against her own record. And it's very hard to do if the point of running is to say, I'm not that person. You know, it's hard to do. And so she was given a very tough task. I think it was a mistake, quite honestly, but we are where we are.
Clooney says Harris was a mistake and Biden was a mistake. You know who's not happy about that? Hunter. He says the next time he sees George, he's going to push him off the stage.
I could spend a lot of time debunking many of the things he said, because many of the things he said were just outright lies. You know? But the reality is, I don't think looking backwards like that is helpful to anyone, particularly to him. I don't think it's helpful for the Democratic Party.
Clooney's dead wrong. The Democrats have to face up to the past if they want to move forward into the future. Trump, he started a civil war in the GOP, and the party was reborn. But the Clinton faction doesn't want a healthy debate. They'd rather burn books and put the binder in a blender.
Lady, please, do your book tour and then shut the up. I wonder if these people have any self-awareness. I mean, does somebody say that she have a publisher, that her wife or, well, I don't know, whatever? Did somebody say, man, what you're saying makes utterly no sense at all?
They just want Binder and Biden to go adios like a bad hombre. But the ghosts of 2024 will haunt Democrats for 4 more years.
What do you say to Americans who feel misled by you and other top Democrats
in what respect? He decided to step
about the
down.
mental acuity of President Biden, that they wish you'd sounded the alarm sooner to give way for
I never
an
experienced.
open convention?
I'm not going to substitute myself for someone else or for popular opinion. I'm going to express my relationship to my truth with the former president of the United States.
My relationship to my truth? Has Gavin been snacking on Kamala's word salads? What's next? He's going to say worked at McDonald's? Get it together, Gav. This is a big year for you.
You've said, as we've discussed, you are considering a run for president, and you've said you'll make a decision about whether to run for president after the midterms.
Yeah, I mean,
Governor, let me ask you, why do you want to be president?
I don't. I'm not suggesting I am. Nothing I dislike more than the politician that sits there and lies to you. And we all just sit there rolling our eyes going, give me a break.
Greasy's getting tongue-tied on NBC but wants to go on Rogan? Everybody knows Newsom and Harris are on a big, fat collision course. The it girl versus the girl on the bus. They can both use the same bathroom. And when Democrats debate, you know it's going to be a catfight. So who's going to babysit this crew? Barack's in the doghouse, Biden's at the beach, Schumer's getting primaried, and Pelosi looks like she's going to retire. Bye, Nance. It's about to get ugly. And maybe that's a good thing. Pennsylvania's Democrat Senator John Fetterman is here. Senator, socialism might be taking over the Democratic Party. If it does, will you become a Republican?
No, well, socialism might be taking over in New York City, tomorrow, but that's certainly not the future of my party. And remind people that New York City's politics are not a national model. And watch the kinds of campaigns that would encourage him to campaign with him. It's like Pennsylvania keeps people honest. We're very purple, and I know and I love a lot of people that voted for the president. And now that's like, it keeps you honest to remember that, there's two sides and you have to find a way forward. And that's really the future. And that's why I'm proud to be a part of it.
So you're agreeing with the Republicans on the shutdown. You're agreeing on Israel. You're agreeing on the woke BS. Are you close to becoming a Republican?
No, I'd be a terrible Republican, but I'll just be a very honest Democrat that's not necessarily afraid to push back against some of these views that I just don't agree with. Like, if you can't be a very unapologetically support for Israel, then that's a problem for my party. If you think it's the right thing to shut our government down for any reason, then that should be a problem too. And I believe we need to secure our border. And things were out of control under the Biden administration about the border, and now I think that's right, and that's the views that I have. And so, with this shutdown, it would be wrong if the Republicans do that. It's wrong now. We need to reopen this. And now, for me as a Democrat, 42 million Americans, the food insecure. I mean, that's at the very kind of core of the kinds of people that we really need to protect. And now every union that's attached to this shutdown. They're all calling this has to end. If we're fighting for working families, why don't we agree with them and just do this? So,
well, why won't Schumer do it? I mean, you voted to open the government.
Well, I mean, I really kind of led the charge back in March about keeping our government open. And I thought I might be the only Democrat. And there was enough people back in March. And I said, I'm going to be right there in September when this comes back. And if I'm the only Democrat, I'll still be there because it's wrong to shut our government down.
Does Schumer hate you for this?
No, of course he doesn't. He doesn't hate me. We might disagree with it right now. And where I'm here tonight to have a conversation because I'm going to have a conversation with the other side. And that's where I'm at. And I'm going to show up and talk to anyone that invites me to be here because we really need each other. And I want to have, and one other thing I refuse to do as a Democrat, I'm not going to call you a fascist or a Nazi. I'm not going to compare anyone to like Hitler or anything. That's wrong. And if you resort to that thing, you've lost the plot. It's like, because if you call him a fascist, then you have to think, well, maybe the people that vote for him, and I know people that love for him, is a fascist. That's just not true. And I know people that voted for the other side, and they're not trying to destroy our Constitution.
Well, the guy up there in Maine, he's got a Nazi tattoo.
No, that's going to be up to the Democrats in Maine.
Okay.
For me, I'm proud to represent Pennsylvania, and I think that's the state in this country that truly reflects our nation. And now that keeps you accountable and that keeps you honest. And that's why why anybody would want to be in a bubble online or living in a bubble.
All right, last question: Sheetz or Wawa?
Oh, well, I mean, we talked about this. We know that Sheetz, they were the...
Boo! Get him out of here.
I mean,
Get him off the set. I'm sorry. Senator, you were great until now, but I'm a Wawa guy, and you got to go.
I mean, I like the hair. I like the hair, but
Thank you.
The view on Sheetz or Wawa, you're wrong.
All right. Thank you very much, Senator. Good luck.
All right. Thanks.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.